Oh, welcome back, my sunshiny friends. How are we doing? So I'm just going to start by prefacing and saying I'm a little bummed. Today's Friday, the 17th of May. And yesterday I came home, brought my son to his volunteer job, came home and I made a video for you guys. And I tried to upload it several times last night. It was too long. I was having all kinds of problems. And somewhere along the lines, it got deleted. And I was so sad because it was really, really, really good. Um, so I did just drop bits and pieces to that video. So I had kind of done this like whole long monologue. And then I had pieced in my morning and making dinner. So I actually just did that as a whole separate video. So if you want to go back and check the one that I dropped Friday afternoon. So I'm thinking I'll be dropping this one Saturday so that I don't overwhelm you guys, but we'll see. So yeah, yesterday's or the one that it's actually uploading right now, is my morning coffee, my protein coffee, and some condiments, spices, sauces, and my dinner last night. So if you have any interest in that, go check that out. And if not, we'll just start with today's video. So I had a commenter a couple of days ago who has commented a few times tell me that they were going to be beginning their Zepbound journey. I believe it was yesterday, Thursday. It was either Thursday or it might have been today. I don't remember. Sorry. And was asking different high protein foods. So I just started jotting down some of mine. There's a lot down there. Please share yours in the comments below so that everyone can kind of help support each other, right? And I'm just going to give you some of mine. So I just kind of went through my app and was kind of picking out different things that I've been eating over the course of the last couple of months. So just before we start, if you're new, I am Cheryl. This is my channel. I have been on a weight loss adventure, and I mean adventure, let me tell you, for the past 80 or 81 days. Where are we? 80-ish days on Zepbound 2.5 and now Zepbound 5 milligrams. So this is the medication I am currently taking. I took Zepbound 2.5 for 2 months. Then I switched to Zepbound 5 milligrams. I have taken 3 doses of 5 milligrams. I got really sick at the beginning of the week, so you can go check out that video where don't do what I did. I'll just tell you that. So this is what I'm currently doing. This is Zepbound. The active ingredient in Zepbound is tirzepatide. So that is the medication that I am currently taking. And this medication is marketed and approved by the FDA for weight loss. Its sister, also made by the same manufacturer, Eli Lilly, Mounjaro, is marketed and FDA approved for type 2 diabetes. So this is tirzepatide. There is also a semaglutide, which is Ozempic and Wegovy. Wegovy being for weight loss, Ozempic being for type 2 diabetes. And they're all GLP-1 medications. They're all kind of doing the same, the same thing. They make you feel fuller longer. The food kind of sits in your stomach and doesn't digest as quickly, so you stay fuller longer. And the Zepbound and Mounjaro actually also work in the brain to help control the food noise that is kind of the reason that a lot of people overeat. Okay, so that's just a little bit of backstory, where we are, what we're doing here. So my name is Cheryl. This is the videos that we're putting out currently. If you are taking the medication, any of the medications, any of these GLPs or GLP-1s, thinking about taking the medication, considering it, took it in the past, any of the things, right? If you're here and you're watching this, it's probably for a reason. We invite you to stick around with us. Please go and hit that subscribe button, guys. We are 90 people away from hitting our goal. So my goal for the end of the month is to get to 1,000. I'm flabbergasted that we are at 910 to be exact. So I would encourage you to please go and stick around with us and hit that subscribe button. If you have been, watching occasionally and haven't subscribed yet, I ask you to go do that. And if you are subscribed, welcome back and thank you so much for being here. So one thing I want to touch on first is, let's just say you guys are new. Maybe you're not, maybe you're just slow going right now. One thing that I want to encourage you to do is have an app in your phone, okay? I currently use my Net Diary. I was using FitnessPal, and FitnessPal, it could be different now, but when I was using it, the FitnessPal in the phone, in order to scan, so on food boxes, there's a SKU, a barcode. In order to scan that, you needed to upgrade on FitnessPal to the next level. And I just didn't want to pay for one more thing, right? The medication's costing us money, all the things. So I didn't want to pay for another thing. So I actually downloaded my Net Diary, and the scan tool in that is free. And it also tracks my weight and it has, all the things. So I have been using my Net Diary for a while and I really enjoy it. And I love having the capability to scan. That was something that I loved when I did do Weight Watchers and I had that app. But I don't want to pay for any of the things anymore. So my Net Diary is free for that. And, I encourage you to use something, because I will tell you tracking is key. It's important. It's really, you need to be tracking. Go to either use a tracker or go to TDEE calculator and get your goal, like what your calories should be. So you need to be in a calorie deficit, right, in order to be losing weight. So you need to know what that is. So you need to know what your calorie intake should be. So make sure that you've got your calories, what your calorie intake should be, and you're tracking. It's really it's very beneficial, and I have found it to be very beneficial. Also in the video that I dropped today, sorry, I did show the scale that I've been using, and I don't weigh and measure everything by any means, let me tell you. But every once in a while, I'll be like, not really sure, let me just, I kind of like double check myself occasionally. Like I think I'm eating 4 ounces, but am I really? So even if you just go watch that video and kind of mid-video, I show some chicken, and just to give you a little bit of an idea of what ounces actually look like. But I got the scale on Amazon. It was $7.99, and I got it shipped rather quickly, and it's super, super small. It's just on my counter, so it makes life easier, and it is nice to have around. So yeah, I would encourage you to do those 2 things if you're just starting out. So let's talk about food for a minute. I just want everybody to understand, and I've said this multiple times, I am not an advocate of changing everything, like all the things, in order to lose weight. I need to make long-term changes that are sustainable for long-term goals and for the rest of my life, right? I'm 51 years old. I don't want to be dieting forever. I need to find ways to do things in order to be able to be successful and still live my life. And I'll give you an example, and I'm sure that there's somebody's going to come for me. Tomorrow's my son's birthday. So earlier in the week, we sat down to dinner and he said, Mom, can we go for ice cream tonight? And, I kind of contemplated back and forth, and I was like, listen, how about if we go Friday? Because Saturday's your birthday. We already have plans on Saturday. Friday will be like your birthday dinner. Your birthday celebration day, whatever. We'll go for ice cream on Friday. And he was like, okay, I'm good with that. So all day in my head, I've been thinking like, okay, I told him we're going out for ice cream today. And not too far from here, the next town over, is a phenomenal ice cream place that is homemade stuff. And I think I've talked about it on here before. It's just delicious. and I want the ice cream. But I have figured out my calorie count for the day, and I can have ice cream for dinner. And I will be perfectly okay with that. Is it protein packed? Obviously not. Is it the best choice? No, it's not. But I want to go and enjoy something with my son. He would be really like bummed if I sat there and was sipping on some water. He'd get it, but it's his birthday. I want to enjoy these things with my children, and I want to be able to do things long term. So in pre-planning, I had an apple and some PB2 and Cool Whip for lunch, and I'm actually kind of still full from that. It's, I don't know, like 3:30 right now. I might have a little bit of chicken or something before we go. If I'm feeling hungry, I'll double check my calorie intake for the day. But I can get a kitty cup of ice cream, and it's delicious. It's going to satisfy me, and I will be there enjoying, it's at like a farm. We can go see the cows. We can sit outside, and I'll be enjoying the evening with my husband and my son. And I would much rather do that than, I'm on a diet. I don't want to be on a diet. I'm not on a freaking diet. I don't want to be on a diet for the rest of my life. I need to be a mature, responsible adult who can make mature, responsible decisions. So this is the decision that I am making. I am not going to eat dinner. I'm going to have ice cream for freaking dinner, and I'm going to love it. And that's what I encourage you guys to do. I encourage you to stop dieting and make changes that are sustainable for life, which is why I go back to all of my condiments and etc. I don't cook boring, bland food. I'm not going to have protein in a salad every day. Like that's not sustainable for life. Like some people eat that and that's great and they're happy. That would not make me happy. I need to be able to be happy in my choices. 2 nights ago, I had grilled chicken and salad for dinner, but that's what I chose to have for dinner that night. I made grilled chicken. I had a salad. There was potatoes. I had little mini potatoes. They were roasted, and I ate one potato basically. So I had 2 bites of potato. I was happy. I didn't even really want that, but I was like, oh, I thought in my head I should eat them anyway. And I had my salad, and I cut up my salad. I cut up my chicken on it, and I had a nice big salad with grilled chicken. But that's what I wanted for the night. My husband had a salad and potatoes and vegetable and chicken. That's what he wanted. No judgment. I wanted my chicken salad, but I don't want that every night. I don't know about you guys. I have a half an hour for lunch. I work in a school. I can't eat a salad every day, simply for the reason, I don't know if this is just me. Does it take forever to eat a salad, or is it just me? Whenever I have a salad for lunch, I feel like by the time I get all my stuff out, and I don't put all my things together. So if I've got crunchies, I showed you guys in my other video, the cheese puffs that I like, those crisps, I put that on my salad, or I'm going to put some croutons on my salad, or I might have some cheese on my salad, whatever the case may be. That's all going on separate. So when I get to school, now I got to assemble my salad. Then I got to put some dressing on my salad. I got to shake my salad. I got to make sure it's all. Then when I start eating the salad, there's so much more chewing involved. It takes me my entire break to eat the salad. And then I'm like, damn, I got to go. So I'm not actually a big fan of salad for lunch. I actually prefer it for dinner. Either, with whatever we're having, or then I'll cut up my chicken and I'll make kind of a chicken salad that way. And I do that even when we have tacos. I might have one taco, like shell and then I have like a taco salad and I crush up the shells, or I might crush up some protein chips and put it in there and make a salad that way. And it's much more enjoyable. But it's much more enjoyable when you're not being forced to do these things over and over and over and over again. So, I've told you guys many times, I think it's, at least for me, it's a better option, and it's working better for me. I'm down 26 pounds. It's working better for me to be making these small changes, but still eating the way I like to eat, but in smaller portions, and stopping at 7:30. I cannot stress this enough. It's still something that I'm struggling with. I have always been a nighttime eater, but 100% when I eat after 7:30, then next day the scale shows it. So yeah, I am just going to jump into some things that have been, you know, great for me and some things that I like. So this is for my beautiful new wonderful friend that continues to comment, and I appreciate your comments so much. I hope that you have now begun your journey and that you have just the most success, as I do hope with all of you. So a few of my favorites. Chicken and rice, guys. Chicken and rice, chicken and rice, chicken and rice. Rice is not the enemy that everybody thinks it is. Put it into your app. It's not horrible. Pasta is worse, which makes me sad. And potatoes are not bad either. So you still want some carbs, right? So chicken and rice is actually a really good option, but you don't have to have a piece of plain chicken and white rice and, you know, be gagging down your food. Absolutely not. I showed you guys a ton of options for different things that you can be doing. Chicken can be made with any type of soy, teriyaki. There's a million sauces. Go to the store, take your app, go to the aisles, scan the stuff. The stuff is not as bad as you think it is. You're using much smaller portions. Now, if you go to my video from yesterday, when I made dinner, I made chicken and rice for dinner, and I did I don't remember if it was Panda Express or PF. I think it was PF Chang's bottle. I don't normally buy that. Usually I make my own. But I do buy a lot of bottles of teriyaki too, because we eat a lot of Asian. That's one of my son's favorite. And what I made last night, 2 tablespoons was a serving. I used 8, but I had 4 chicken breasts. That was dinner for my son and I last night. I didn't know if my other son and his girlfriend were coming home or not, but then that's in the refrigerator. So either my son can have that before we go for ice cream if he is hungry, or he can have it for lunch tomorrow before we go out. So chicken and rice, always great options. Throw some zucchini in there. You guys know I love my zucchini. Zucchini, broccoli, cauliflower rice, all the things. There's sugar-free teriyaki. There's sugar-free sauces. Go investigate. One that I found that's actually phenomenal. So I have any of you had butter chicken before? So we had some butter chicken at Disney World at Animal Kingdom Lodge last April. And my son really liked it. He's a super picky eater, and he really liked it. And I was super surprised by this. I actually had never tried it, and we had been in Canada the summer before. And my husband and I had just gone downstairs to dinner in the hotel. My son didn't want to come, and it was on the menu. And I was like, I've always wanted to try this. And it was a little spicy, but it was really good. And my son then tried it. He loved it as well. So I buy a jar of it. Like, it's kind of like a spaghetti sauce jar, and it's butter chicken, and you just do the chicken the same way I did it last night, and then you put this in there and you simmer it. It's got a little spice to it. It's curry based with like a tomato base, but it's a tomato based sauce. So the calories you would think are going to be astronomical. They're not. I want to say it's like 60 calories for half a cup or something. It's not terrible. There's not a lot of added sugars. So go check these things out, please. I beg of you. And even better than that one, and I didn't think it was going to be, I bought a few weeks ago a coconut curry sauce. And it was kind of in like a packet. And I like coconut flavored stuff. Like coconut pineapple is like really a go-to of mine. But I don't like coconut at all. So I didn't know. And I didn't know how my son was going to like this. This one was really good. It was a little less spicy, so I enjoyed that. And it had like a milder, I don't know, it was delicious. I really, really liked that one. And again, you're not adding any cream or anything to it. It's just cooking down. And the calorie count and the sugar count and everything was exceptional. I was really, really happy with that. I haven't been able to get another one because it's I kind of go back and forth between Walmart and local grocery store, and it was at the local grocery store, and it hasn't been back in stock, and I haven't been back to that store in a few weeks, so I haven't gotten that. But excellent. They were really, really good. You could have had chicken every single night, chicken and rice, and it could have been different every single time with all the things I just gave you. So there are options. Please, please, please make your food tasty. I beg you. Chicken lettuce cups. I will say it till the cows come home. They are so good. Ground chicken is, I am not a fan of ground turkey. When you cook it, it has like a smell. And once I smell something kind of nasty, I can't eat it. So I have never been a fan of ground turkey. I don't like turkey bacon. Allie from is it Fit Flavor Fun? I think she is. She's hysterical. I love her. She's been talking about chicken bacon, so I'm gonna have to give that a try. I've never tried chicken bacon. But I'm gonna investigate that. I don't love the turkey bacon. I don't really think it has that great of a flavor, but I don't like turkey anyway. I'm not like, I mean, I'll eat it twice a year if I have to, but it's not, it's my husband's favorite. It's definitely not my favorite. So, chicken lettuce cups, ground chicken, you can do so much with ground chicken. I love the chicken lettuce cups, and I have showed you guys that one in the past. You can go check out that video, but PF Chang's Copycat chicken lettuce cups, phenomenal. Use your soy, use your ginger, use your stuff, make your food yummy. Tuna pockets. I just showed you guys the tuna. That little packet of tuna had what, 17 grams of protein in it. You can do the same thing with chicken. Don't be afraid to buy canned chicken. I make a buffalo chicken dip for parties, and I always use the canned chicken. When I've used regular chicken, everybody complains they don't like it as much. So there's something to be said for the canned chicken. Canned chicken, you can throw some canned chicken together the same way you would tuna and make a chicken salad. The dollar store has canned chicken and tuna, so you don't have to spend a fortune on stuff. And I'm thinking a dollar store video might be coming your way with some protein items, because you would be surprised. I am a huge fan of dollar store, and there's a lot more there than you think there is. So let me know if you think that might be enjoyable. I'm thinking I might be doing a video on that coming up soon. The Joseph's Pockets, I've showed you guys these in the past as well. Those are really good. They have, I think it's a heart healthy option with very low calories. So you guys can make yourself a tuna pocket. Make these salads, chicken salad, tuna salad, turkey salad, ham salad, whatever kind of salad you want. Use different stuff. Don't make the same bland food over and over and over again. Chop up some dill pickles in there. That's been like one of my go-tos lately. Dill pickles have no calories, the little mini ones, and they're like crunchy. They're sour. So like, I don't know, they do something for your mouth at like 7 o'clock at night. If I want something, that's been my thing. I get like a crunchy dills. I'll eat 2 of those. I mean, there's no calories anyway, so it's phenomenal. But make your stuff taste good. I've showed you guys my protein shakes in the past. I just gave you a video showing you my protein shake. So the Fairlife chocolate I keep on hand. I use my Equate for my coffees. But you guys can do it with Greek yogurt. You can do it with fresh fruit. You can put protein powder in there. You can make yourself a protein shake and make it enjoyable, make it delicious. You can make a coffee shake. Like, actually, I used to use my coffee in my protein shake and make you, like, you know, have your morning coffee that way. Play around with it, but you can definitely put yogurt in your shakes, fresh fruit in your shakes. I've been doing this. My oldest is 27. I think when he was in first grade, I started making him smoothies in the morning, and my kids have had smoothies for 20 years. So I have always done smoothies. I've just tweaked them, you know, here and there, like what I'm doing. Baked stuffed fish. Baked stuffed fish is a great option, or even just grilled fish with lemon. So you can season your fish, salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. I'm not a fan of onion powder, but many of you probably are. Paprika. Play with your seasonings. Fish just with some lemon. You can bake that. You can grill it. Air fry. You can air fry. Get an air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, get a cheap air fryer. You can do so much with an air fryer. You can stuff your fish with like a million different things. It doesn't have to be fattening. You can use just some breadcrumbs. You can use just some crackers. You can take some of the protein crackers or the cheese wisps that I showed you. Crust up some of those with some a little bit of olive oil, some seasonings. Put that on top of your fish so you have like a crunch. You can still have that with some roasted potatoes on the side, a vegetable on the side, a salad on the side. Potatoes are not the enemy. I'm not the biggest fan of potatoes. My husband loves them and could eat them every night, and I think that's why I'm so like, enough with the potatoes. I could eat pasta every night and he doesn't like pasta. So potatoes are not as bad as you think they are. Get a baked potato. You guys can have a baked potato for dinner. Not as much protein, obviously, but you could put some chicken bacon. You could put some bacon. You could put some chicken. Make yourself a baked potato boat. Get some other proteins in there. It's cheese. Cheese is not the enemy. Cheese has protein in it. Put some cheese on there, bacon and cheese. Make it a healthier. Let's try the chicken bacon. If anybody else has tried the chicken bacon, let me know. This has been something I've had actually for lunch the last 2 days. I've been taking the PB2, just probably less than a tablespoon, maybe about a tablespoon, and a serving is 2 tablespoons, so I don't use a full serving. And I've been mixing that in a little cup with the sugar-free Cool Whip. I'm like obsessed with the sugar-free Cool Whip right now. A girlfriend of mine at work told me about this a couple of months ago, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I don't typically like the sugar-free aftertaste of things, but the Cool Whip actually tastes better than even the regular. And I've been mixing the PB2 with it and then eating that with an apple or something. And actually, that's what I had for lunch today. So there's protein in the PB2. Then you've got, an apple, a little bit of protein there. You could do the same thing with Greek yogurt and the PB2. You could do it with cottage cheese. Cottage cheese, I'm still not a huge fan of. I'm trying to figure out some stuff. But if you can put some cottage cheese on some stuff, you're going to get some protein in. If you're going to make a lasagna, baked manicotti, stuffed shells, anything like that, replace it with the cottage cheese. Mix it up with some, season it salt, pepper, garlic, parsley, all the things. I'm not a fan of oregano and Italian seasoning, so I'm not going to tell you to do that. But if you like it, go for it. Season it. Use that as your stuffing instead of the ricotta. I hear it tastes the same. People layer that in between other things. So throwing these things into your food is going to help you get the protein. So you're not really changing the flavor profile. You're just adding protein to it, right? I've seen a lot of people, I haven't done this yet, but I've seen a lot of people making these like cottage cheese bowls. So starting with chicken, kind of seasoning up the chicken with either whatever kind of seasoning you might enjoy or like some taco seasoning, mixing that in there and then putting the cottage cheese in, microwaving it. And I guess it kind of melts all together and makes this like taco bowl, but it's all protein. Because you've got your cottage cheese, you've got some chicken in there. Chicken in the Instapot makes your life so easy. I use my Instapot weekly for chicken for a variety of different things. And if you go check out my other video, I told you guys that. I use the Instapot for chicken. I make chicken tacos. I'll do chicken quesadillas. My chicken pie, I put the chicken breast right into my Instapot. I use my hand blender and I blend my hand mixer and it shreds up my chicken for me. And that would make a really good bowl if you took chicken like that and dropped it in with some taco seasoning in a bowl and then some cottage cheese, microwave that, mix it together. It's going to make it melty and ooey gooey. And you're going to have like a taco bowl and it's going to be all protein. And play around with it. Play around with some different things. Let me know, what kind of things you guys like. We have tacos usually every other week on a Tuesday. We'll have Taco Tuesday. My son loves chicken tacos. We don't really eat beef. My husband will eat like regular ground beef tacos. My youngest and I will eat chicken tacos. And I usually will make like a batch and I'll freeze some shredded chicken. So I always have it in the freezer too, because I use it for a lot of different things. I'll throw it in soups. So I always have some shredded chicken around. And sorry, I'm choking on something. I have been buying the carb-friendly tortillas. I switched those out about a month ago because my son will eat some type of chicken wrap for lunch a couple of times a week. And he was eating the tacos and he loves the soft tortillas. I'm a hard shell girl. I don't love the soft shell unless it's a quesadilla or a fajita. But my son loves taco night. So I switched to the carb friendly and there's a big difference and nobody knows the difference. Him and my husband have both been eating them for weeks now. Fajitas, you can do fajitas. Same thing with the chicken. You can do the chicken any way you want. You can cut up your chicken, saute it, put in your seasoning, or you can shred it. Shredded chicken for tacos, game changer. It holds the flavor so much better. Try it once. I promise. Try it once. It's delicious. But you can do the same thing with fajitas, all the vegetables that you want in a low carb wrap. Delicious. Really, 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 really good. This one, I'm sure I'm going to get a couple of comments about, but this is something that I have been doing. And when I say like recently, I don't do this every week. Like this might be like a once a month kind of thing. So we eat chicken and rice probably weekly. We eat chicken at least 3 times a week. My son that I mostly cook for is very picky. He pretty much only eats chicken. He'll eat bacon. He'll eat a burger maybe like once a month, and I have to cook them, and I cook them on the grill, and I like a smash burger. They've got to be thin. He doesn't like a thick burger, and that's the only beef I get into him at all. So chicken is pretty much it. I've been making chicken fritters. So I know it sounds unhealthy, but bear with me, okay? So I take my chicken and I dice my chicken up really, really, really small. The smaller, the better. So I'll take a couple of, and this actually saves me money because I use less chicken. Normally, if it's the 3 of us, I'm making like 4 or 5 chicken breasts, and like, you know, who knows what I'm doing. My husband likes leftovers. That's what he takes for lunch. But this way, I use less food too. So I cut up the chicken really, really, really tiny, tiny diced pieces, not cubed, diced. And then I mix that with a couple of eggs, and that's protein. You could put cottage cheese in here if you wanted to. I have not done that yet. Season it, salt, pepper, garlic. I like ranch seasoning. That's what I've done the last 2 times. Ranch seasoning, some breadcrumbs. And when I say some, depending on how much you're making, I don't know, put some in. And like a handful, maybe like a third, fourth, about a third of a cup of mozzarella or like some type of shredded cheese. Mix it all up, okay? Smash it into little patties, and they're chicken fritters. I saw this on a TikTok, and I was like, it took me a couple of tries to get it perfect, and it took me a couple of turns with my pan to get the right pan. I have been frying them. I know. It's okay. I'm not eating something fried every day, and it's 2 pieces of chicken. Like I'll have 2 fritters about this big. They're really, really good. It's mostly protein. It's all protein. It's chicken, it's eggs, it's cheese, and seasonings. Well, there's some breadcrumbs. But I mean, again, when I'm saying I'm doing breadcrumbs, I'm doing like a little bit of breadcrumbs for the flavor and for the binding. I'm not consuming a cup of breadcrumbs. So my consumption is very small, right? So it's okay. And that's why I'm saying it's okay when you're preparing the food to be using the things, because the serving size might be X, Y, or Z, but you're not eating that. So remember that when you're cooking. Same thing with me frying the food. I'm not consuming 3 cups of oil. You know, I'm using olive oil. That's what I'm cooking it in, obviously. I'm going to try air frying it. I just haven't quite got there yet, because when I'm making it, I'm probably making like 12. Because people will have them for, you know, leftovers. My youngest absolutely loves them. And it's all protein. And if I can get more protein into him in the interim, then great. But air fry them. I'm sure that you could bake them. Air fryer would probably work. I don't know that baking them would work that great, but you know, it is what it is. Here's another one I bet people just don't think of. Like everybody, I feel like, starts this journey and they're like, that's it. I have to just eat protein, and I've got to eat chicken and broccoli, and that's it. And I get that, but you've got to think long term, okay? And look at the foods that you would normally be eating. It's not that bad. I promise you. I mean, unless you were eating McDonald's every day, look at some of the food that you're eating. So another thing that we eat, you know, probably once-ish a month, because I have a hard time putting food into the rotation, because it's just like, I don't know about you guys, but coming up with the food plan, it's a lot of pressure. Like I'm deciding what 3 people eat every single day and making sure that they're healthy and getting all the things. It's a lot of pressure. So shaved steak like sandwiches are something that, you know, is kind of in our rotation all the time. So I checked it out. The shaved steak, 3 ounces of shaved steak, guys, is 16 grams of protein and it's only 150 calories. If I'm doing shaved steak and I'm sauteing it up, I do it in a saute pan, I might use I don't even think I use a tablespoon of oil. That would be a lot. I mean, I use like a drizzle, maybe not even a drizzle. I use a less than a teaspoon if I had to guess. And I use like a teaspoon of butter because it kind of crisps up the steak a little bit better, but you do you. But that's what I do. But I'm not eating a teaspoon of butter, right? That's in there for a pound of shaved steak. And then I will mix in usually mozzarella, whatever kind of cheese, and I'm making shaved steak sandwiches. So, you know, you don't have to have it on a roll. Like nobody's forcing you to do anything. Go back to your pocket. I often will make a pocket. And from D'Angelo's years ago when I was like 18, 19, that was my go-to. A steak and cheese pocket at D'Angelo's was like the best thing ever. So you can have it in a pocket. You can have the roll if you want the roll. I used to eat, probably like a 6-inch sub. If I was making the sandwiches, I would buy rolls and I would eat one. My husband might eat one and a half. Now I eat a half or like 3/4. I think I've only had it once where I actually had it on the roll and I couldn't even finish like what I had made. And I had made like a half. You could have it in a lettuce wrap. You could just have steak and cheese on the side. Make a steak. Like it's okay. You can still have the food that you love, right? You can still have steak. You can have the pork. You can have all of the things, right? So just remember that. Deli chicken, deli turkey. I buy low sodium chicken is usually because, like I said, I don't love turkey. But sometimes for lunch, I might just have a roll, like 2 rolled up pieces of chicken, and then like a cheese snack. Like I showed you the cheddar cheese. I like the cheese snack. I might just have one of those. Sometimes I'll cut one of those in half, have that in the middle. But that's a good lunch because I'm getting it's all protein at that point, right? It's cheese and it's chicken. One thing that I haven't tried, but one of the viewers had commented a couple of weeks ago, and this is it's on my brain. I just haven't gotten there yet, and May is going to be really busy, so definitely sometime by the summer because zucchini season is coming, and zucchini is big around here. But zucchini boats, I'm going to try with ground chicken. Again, I don't love ground beef that much, but I think a zucchini boat hollowed out with some ground chicken, and I'm going to come up with some kind of a concoction. If I do, I'll try to remember to show you guys. But that sounds delicious, and it just sounds like protein, 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 right? It's just going to be the chicken. Definitely there's going to be some cheese, and then zucchini. So I can't wait. I don't know why I haven't tried it yet, but that's definitely something that I'm going to do. Has anybody ever seen sorry, I didn't mean to make you guys nauseous there. Has anybody ever seen from like way back in the day, the Weight Watchers vegetable soup that was out? It was supposed to like, you eat the soup for a week and you lose weight. And I did. I probably lost 7 pounds one week eating this soup. And it was like all vegetables. It was like cabbage, green beans. I think it was like cabbage and then like a bag of frozen vegetables with broth. And I actually, during that time when I was doing the Weight Watchers, I don't like any of the stuff that's in the soup. Green beans, peas, all the stuff that was in the soup was just stuff that I didn't like. And I was like, why don't I just come up with my own? So I had come up with my own. I was using the cabbage and I was using, guess what? Zucchini, cauliflower, broccoli, all the vegetables I liked, carrots. And then a few years back when I was trying more protein-based diet, I was making this soup, but I was doing it winter-based, let's say. So I was doing it with squash, and I was roasting the squash, so that was more like a potato. I was roasting the squash, and I was doing it with ground chicken. And that was so I put protein into the vegetable soup. So it was all other vegetables, but then I added some protein to it. And by doing it with the squash and roasting the squash cut up into cubes, that when you bit into it kind of gave you this. And I'm not typically a fan of that type of squash, but butternut squash, sorry. That squash was really, really, really good in it. And it was giving you that more starchiness that you might want in a soup. But make a vegetable soup, or start putting things together that you enjoy. Give yourself the benefit of the doubt. I bet you can come up with something amazing. And if you do, let us know. Share it, okay? Another thing that I do, probably again once a month. So I like sausage, like sweet Italian sausage. Obviously, that's not so great. Because one thing that I would do is I buy the ground sausage because it's just easier to work with. Because if I'm not having like a sausage in a roll with the casing on it, that I usually take the casing off. So I would fry up, like, I know frying's not so great, but when I say frying, like I'm just putting a little bit of oil in a pan. Some sausage, diced potatoes, and a vegetable, and I would bake it. It's kind of like a potato sausage bake, but do it with chicken sausage. Chicken sausage has 14 grams of protein a link. Or if you wanted some type of a sandwich or some type of a roll, chicken sausage is actually really, really good. I enjoy the cheddar one and the apple, that's like smoked sausage and apple. But there's a ton of varieties. Chicken sausage, I was in the very beginning, like when this all became a thing, I was I actually really enjoy it. It's really good. My husband actually likes it too. So chicken sausage, diced up potatoes, any types of vegetables that you want, and you've got yourself like a little casserole. Really, really good. Eggs are always, still a great option. You can make yourself like an omelet. Breakfast for dinner is okay. If you're not feeling it, or, you're on like day 2 and you're not super hungry, make yourself some scrambled eggs. You guys know I love my zucchini and my scrambled eggs. Throw some cheese on there, throw other vegetables that you might like, or don't, but a scrambled egg is always going to be, a good option for you. I'm going to go back to my zucchini again. So it's okay to eat food that we like, right? That's kind of the whole moral of the story here. Chicken parm is a big one in my family. My boys are Italian. They love that type of food, like pastas and all the things. So I've made chicken cutlet ends up in the rotation at least once a month at some point. Everybody wants chicken cutlet, chicken parm in my house. And that usually comes with a side of pasta, right? Replace your pasta with the zoodles. I love me some zoodles. My sister-in-law bought me a zoodle maker a couple of years ago. It's a little handheld. You put your zucchini in and you twist. Little zoodles come out. You can buy them frozen too. They're delicious. They're so versatile. And when I'm eating these types of dishes, I like to twirl my pasta. That's part of the enjoyment of the meal, right? I'll still throw some angel hair pasta in there. So if I'm making dinner, I'm, that type of food, I'm either going to have angel hair or thin spaghetti, cabotage, something like that. I'll just take a small portion as opposed to, a big plateful, and I'll have that mixed in with the zoodles. So I'm still getting a little starch. I'm still getting that taste. But you would be surprised how good the zoodles are with some red sauce. I never would have thought, but I love it. I promise you, try it. Have a burger, make a slider instead. That's something that I've been doing a lot more recently because, like I said, my son will eat a burger now, but he doesn't, he won't eat like a big, huge, like a Big Mac type thing. He wants a small. So I'll make sliders. So I'll make kind of like what I've been doing. So I take my pound of meat and I roll it out between 2 things of parchment or wax paper, and I roll it out with a rolling pin and I make it thin and I bake it. Or I put it on my Blackstone and I bake my my hamburger, and then I will put it on slider rolls and put some cheese on it, put it in the oven, and then we just have little sliders. So a slider is 8 grams of protein and only 200 calories. Have a salad on the side of that, have some vegetables on the side of that. So you're still getting the food that you love and enjoy, smaller portions, which is all you're going to want anyway. When you're taking this medication, you're just going to want the smaller portions. You know what I mean? So have the food. The Sargento snacks for like a little protein snack. I showed you guys the cheese yesterday. Those are great. The mini dills, I love. Jerky. If you guys like jerky, go check out Aldi. Check out the beef jerky. I personally don't like any type of jerky, but there was so many varieties of beef jerky there. So, and that's a great thing to keep in your bag at work, in the car, when you're hungry and you need something. Beef jerky's great. Pistachios, or really any type of nuts. Pistachios are the ones that I like right now. Quarter cup of pistachios, 6 grams of protein, 170 calories. Protein chips, those, the Atkins one, I will give my stamp of approval on the Atkins one. I did like the Atkins. The Quests were just okay. I wasn't rushing out to buy them again. So I have tried now, what was the first one? Legendary, maybe? It was my very first video. I think it was Legendary. I wouldn't go get those again. The Quests were just okay. I don't know that I would buy them again. The Atkins right now is kind of the top. So I'm curious if you guys have tried. I don't know where this came from, because this wasn't something that I enjoyed as a kid, but now I love like a good Dorito. I haven't had Doritos in almost 3 months, but I do like that kind of flavor, that like that nacho-y cheese. I love cheese. I know I've talked about cheese a lot, but cheese is going to add flavor to your food too, guys. So if anybody has found any other chips that they're enjoying that actually has a chip consistently. So what I've been finding is like the first 2 or 3, like, okay, these aren't bad. But then the more you eat them, you're like, something's just not right. And you're just getting like that kind of protein kind of thing going on. Which brings me back to my bars. So I swear I should have a sponsorship at this point, but these are my go-to. I had this today. These are Elevation. So Elevation brand is at Aldi. If you don't have an Aldi, I'm sorry. I don't technically have an Aldi. I have to go. But this is my last one. So it's probably going to be June before I can get there, because I've got a lot going on the next couple of weeks. But this macadamia, white chocolate macadamia nut, this is my favorite. This is 9 grams of protein and 260 calories. So I just want to check. This does have a lot of sugar. I know there was a couple of commenters saying like there's a lot of sugar in those. This does have a lot of sugar. So this is specifically called an energy bar. So I think this is probably marketed for like, you know, like look at the picture. Like you're going out for a hike, so you're going to burn it off anyway. I'm with 7th graders, so I'm burning it off. That's all I'll say for that. And I'm just going to have to go and tell you guys that nope, they're still full. They're all in there. I had the one that I took after I did the experiment a couple of weeks ago. I put that one in a baggie. I took it to work the next day. It's like I needed like a gallon of water to get this thing down. It was, and then I was like, what am I going to do with them? I'm thinking I should just bring them to work and put them in the teacher's lounge. Free food and teachers, as always. Somebody will eat it. So, yeah, I'll put those in there next week. I wouldn't, I mean, you guys might like that. It's like just very oat heavy. And I just felt like somebody made really bad oatmeal cookies and didn't add anything. I don't know. They just, I didn't enjoy them. I didn't think it was good at all. Kind of the same with this one. This wasn't, I had high expectations. So if you look at it, you're like, dang, looks like a peanut butter cup. Yeah, it doesn't taste anything like a peanut butter cup. It was very protein forward. I ate one, and those are all still in there too. These are 230 calories, 20 grams of protein. So I might keep them around and just like force myself to eat one if I'm, you know, when we're on vacation and I'm in the car on the way up, you know, maybe, I don't know. I might keep them. We'll see. I might have to give it another try just to check it out. This one again is Elevation. This is a protein meal advanced bar. So this is made to look like keto. This is 17 grams of protein. This is the chocolate chip granola. So it's kind of just like a granola bar, but they're a little bit more like ricey than granola-y, but these weren't bad. These are like a dark chocolate under here. So these were good. These are only 190 calories, 17 grams of fat. So those were good. And then these were probably two of my like more favorite. These are both called snack bars. So these are, this one's 160 calories, 10 grams of protein. And this is the caramel chocolate peanut nougat. I really enjoyed this one a lot. And this was only 160 calories. So this one only has 1 gram of sugar. Yeah, so my macadamia nut ones, no bueno, huh? Those are really, really high in sugar. So this one I really enjoyed. And then this one I really, really enjoyed as well. This is 150 calories with 10 grams of protein, only 1 gram of sugar. This one does have a lot of carbs in it, but I'm not doing all the things at the same time. So this one, when you bite into it, you really get this like ooey gooey caramel. So if you're looking for like a candy bar kind of thing, this one was a really good choice. So I just mentioned the carbohydrates. I'm trying to do one thing at a time. So I encourage you to do the same. Small bits, right? Break it off small. I'm sorry this video got really, really long, but I really wanted to give you guys some of my, you know, my top things because people had asked. With my overall, you know, what I'm doing, I'm trying to go one day at a time. So my main focus is calorie deficit, right? I can't do everything at the same time. I can't possibly get in 100 to 150 grams of protein. I don't know how anybody is doing that. It's just mind-boggling to me. But I'm getting my calorie deficit. So that's my main focus, calorie deficit. I know that there's a lot involved and I can't be looking at every macro for everything and my intake for every single thing, because that's where I'm going to get into the fact where you'll be eating the same crap every single day over and over and over and over again. I'm doing one thing at a time. So right now, calorie deficit, as much protein as I can. Am I freaking out over it? No, I'm not. I can't do all the things. It's one thing at a time. So right now, staying within my calorie deficit and continuing to lose and adding in some exercise is my goal. Getting whatever protein I can in, I try to every day. I can't watch, I'm obviously watching the sugar. I can't watch every carb, every other thing. I just can't do it. So while some of these might be higher in sugar or higher in, I'm not doing that every day, and neither will you be. So give yourself some grace, right? Just, you know, one thing at a time. Pick the first thing that you need to do for a week, then the next week maybe add in another layer, and so on and so forth. So I have started with my calorie deficit, then working on my protein, and I do what I can do. And now I got to my 20-pound marker, and now my next is going to be exercise, and you guys will see what's coming soon. So one thing at a time. I ask you to just be patient with yourself and just do what you can do, right? One step at a time. I think that's probably going to do it, guys, because this was an extremely long video. So if you haven't fallen asleep and you are still with me, thank you so much. To all of the beautiful, wonderful, amazing people who have flooded these videos with comments, I cannot thank you enough. It has been the most humbling and just unbelievable past couple of weeks. Every morning when I check and see the comments, I'm just blown away that there's that many people out there who take the time out of their lives, their extremely busy lives, to say anything to me, but to send love and encouragement and just kind words. I thank you all so very much. If, again, you are new, welcome. Please stick around, go hit that subscribe button. If you liked this video at all, I would appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up. It really would help me out. If you think that this video might be beneficial to anybody else beginning their journey or considering their journey, I would love it if you guys would share that. And we will see you all real soon. Take care.